everything is on the table. It's Relationship Theory with Tina Laws.
Welcome back to Relationship Theory, and I am your host, Tina Laws, and we are back with Mr. Edwin Lewis and Mr. Eugene Johnston. And for those of you who might have just tuned in, we're talking about should individuals date for fun or should they date with the intentions of being in a committed relationship? So I want to pick right back up where we left off. I want to talk a little bit more about situationship. Okay. What is situationship?
Situationship starts with a capital S, and situationship starts with a capital S. Side chick starts with a capital S. Side meat is also starting with a capital S. So the main S is sex. The sex is like, that's the situation. Me and you do us, but you know I have somebody else. Don't bother me when you see me in public. I won't bother you. Don't text me after 9. All that stuff, you know the details, all that stuff like that. But that's the situationship. It's drama free, sex, and that's it. So let it be.
Okay, so as it relates to dating, are those the type that you will consider dating, or are those the ones you're just having fun with?
I say situationships came around because of Tinder and all these little dating apps and stuff like that. That's what people do. It's just like I call it like it's a hit or miss or a quick hit. That's what it is. Yeah. So it becomes something or could evolve. Like we say, a situationship could evolve into like, man, I really like her, man. Like, we can make this work. Okay. But that's when you start evading and going over boundaries that were already set. So it's just rules to the game.
So because what I find is working with women, I find that a lot of women, we are emotional beings, so they say, right? And so a lot of times we get in these relationships thinking, oh, we're having great sex, we're having a lot of fun, even though he hasn't said he wants to be in a committed relationship, all his actions are showing me that he does. So would you say that that's something that women should lead with? Or should we just have that conversation to say, listen, Edwin, are we on or are we just on?
Always have a conversation, because a verbal commitment from both people is needed. Like, you can't just sit there and be like, you know what I'm saying, we've been doing this for like a month, and 2 months move and 3 months move. You're like, well, are we a item or we just, no, this is not it. If he give you the no, like, you're like, man, I gotta cut this guy loose, man. Or something. You gotta weigh your options. You know, like if he's obviously just denying everything, like, you know, no, let's just keep it like it is. No, it's not a singular situation. You're not the only one. You knew that from the gate, but at the same time, it's always needed to speak about it and have that verbal contract.
So for all of you ladies, I hope you're listening. If you don't have that conversation, continue to listen.
Yeah. Don't and ladies, please don't do this. Don't do this, please. Don't tell a guy it's either or. That's because he already got it either. So or you're gonna be by yourself. And that's guys don't like hearing that. So if it's not marriage, don't give him an ultimatum. That's what I say, because he always gonna pick the other. Like, and because he don't want to be locked down in the first place. So don't try to be like, oh, if you don't do this with me, then it's over. He already has an option. He's gonna take the either, not the or.
But you know what's funny? I hear you saying that, but that's one of the things I tell my women clients. You give them an ultimatum, because giving them an ultimatum lets you know whether or not they want you for the bad or they want you from the bed and beyond. Yeah. And so while you're saying don't do it, I say to do it. So I want you to do it, because this lets you know whether or not this is a situationship or a relationship. And so, Mr. Johnson, what is your take on all of this?
I agree with Edwin. You give a man an ultimatum, then he's likely to go against you, because you're testing his autonomy. You're testing his ability to choose and the ability to do what he wants to do. And if you're not altogether what he wants to do, or if it's marginal, he's not going to pick you. That's a male perspective.
Okay, wow.
And there's people that man are very interested in. There are people that they want looking at commitment with, but the ultimatum comes and that goes out the window.
So is it the pressure? You're feeling
not
like
pressure.
It's not pressure. It's just the fact that, all right, we in the grocery store together. I want grapes. We came here just for grapes. You said you wanted grapes when we was in the car. We get to the grocery store. Oh, I just want cantaloupe. we getting grapes. Like, because we came here for grapes. I had to get out at 11:30 to be able to get grapes. We getting grapes. We'll get cantaloupe later. Like, it's something about this situation that a guy, his mindset is like, I'm getting up out of bed. I'm going to do this for her. And she's just going to change her mind. Like, they're like, or make me do something out of the blue. Like, no, we getting cantaloupe. All right.
And normally,
and the small things like that shake up relationship. Guys will take it for a while and then eat them up. And then you just be like, well, just go get some soap. I'm going to go and they ain't coming back. You like, where that come from? But that's from the night you try to get him to go get grapes. And you ask for cantaloupe. It's small things like that start tearing people down over time.
and it's not that small either. Because the ultimatum normally comes when a woman's trying to elevate the relationship to something more serious. But we've said you're supposed to have the conversation early, at the front. If you didn't have the conversation, you're simply assuming that the man and you are on the same page, and then you drop an ultimatum. You'll change the whole dynamic of the interaction. Man, don't take that well.
Okay, so listen to this. You don't take that well, but you meet, you like each other, you say we're just going to be a situationship, but then you grow from situationship to going to family functions. You take them movies, you pick them up from work, they stay over for the weekend, you take trips. So now how do you expect women to take that? Because we automatically think, oh, well, vibing. What cool. Now what public? So we must be something. And then on the flip side, then we look, you're out somewhere and you're speaking to somebody and the speaker's looking a little situation-ish. What do we do then? Because now we want to have the conversation. So we're doing we're giving all of ourselves to you. So what happens now when we sit down and say...
He done broke the golden rule. He took him home to mama. Once she home with mom, she ain't good. That's what they feel or should. But I know at the same time, this is another thing, ladies, y'all understand. When guys bring you home, their mama always vibing and be like, let me holler at you for a second. So like I get either, and my mom be like, I really like her, she's a nice girl, blah blah blah. But when she give that look, cut her loose, man. My mom's diehard straight gutter. She'll like, Evan, I just got a vibe about her. I'm telling you, listen to me. I'm like, Mom, come on, man, she a good girl. Then about 2 months later, I told you. I smelled it. I felt it. I tell like, I ain't bringing nobody else around you no more like that.
So, rule number 1, get along with mom.
Yeah.
But it's a big point. Because sometimes people assume that the early people have to make decisions in a relationship or those in the relationship. There's a whole lot of people attached to others, that are attached to families, attached to the friends that have got to be appeased too. They see a lot of things and they make a lot of comments and those things can undermine a relationship. And more often than not, I think people don't understand men do a lot of assessment. Men sit down and actually assess women very carefully.
I'm a profiler. I am a good profiler.
So you assess beyond what she looks like on the outside.
Of course. Yeah. And sometimes women, I find, tend to assume that what they assume is true is true. What they assume is right right. What they think the man is thinking, he's actually thinking. Yeah. But sometimes he sits back and is evaluating just how capable this woman is, just how acceptable she is to him, to his family, to his social circle. And more often than not, that's what I mean. You give the ultimatum in the midst of that. Wait a minute.
And then
you
interrupted the assessment.
You have disturbed the assessment.
And what he just stated on the social circle part, that is a major thing. Like if you with somebody be like, hey, they just got off work, my boy called me over, we was just gonna chill. Well, he didn't invite me. Like I said, my boy called me to come through. I'm going over there. Wait, you gonna go without me? Oh, this one right here, that super clingy thing. Oh man, it's good when you're in the house and y'all in that mode. But like they like, please, women, have friends that you can go out with, please, because a guy needs at least one day out of the week just to be like, hey, I'm just
one.
I need one because I do a lot of artwork.
One.
I stay in the house a lot. I'm a video gamer. I stay home and draw. But like when I want to get out, like I'm gonna just step out. But the other days in the week I'm with her. I'll take her places and do everything she wanna do. But like I like just giving that one day to myself to just like chill with me and be amongst men. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't wanna be sitting there looking like the third wheel and like, well, why she here? Like I'm like, we'll talk about it when we alone. You know, that's when guys gotta have that guy talk.
So is it that you don't want them to be involved in those conversations? Because we do know when, us girls get together, we talk about shopping and things like that. Yeah, so what do you guys talk about?
That's not your business. That's what men talk about.
That's a whole nother
That's not your business.
That's a whole nother
That's the thing right here. That's exactly why we can't get no space. We talk about a whole range of things. Men talk like women talk, but they talk in a different, I guess, on a different vein, different way. And just, I think what it's saying is, and I think it's true, Man wants space.
Yes.
A lot of times they find women to be very clingy, and they find the clinginess to be about insecurity rather than
An attachment.
attachment.
Yeah.
Okay, so is that one of you talked about insecurity?
Yeah.
We find a lot of women are very insecure, and a lot of women tend to be insecure based off of these situationships and relationships.
Yeah, you're true.
So
go ahead.
this is what we're gonna do, because we're gonna go to a break, and this is getting hot, so you don't want to miss it. We'll be right back.
Relationship Theory. We'll be right back after these messages.